I have 8 tips for you today on how to safely host a Thanksgiving dinner during this COVID pandemic, so stay tuned. I'm Dr. Rachel Johns, an internal medicine doctor specializing in hospital-based medicine out of Southern California. Today, we're going to talk about 8 tips to host a very safe COVID Thanksgiving dinner. So let's jump right in. Number 1, please limit the number of guests that you're inviting. At the beginning of the pandemic, they were saying to limit your get-togethers to no more than 10 people. Now we're finding that it's really the number of households in the same place that makes most of the difference. If you have a large household, maybe 7 or 8 people live with you, but you're living together all the time, you're sharing the same germs. It's when you get together with people of other households where the problem lies. So you might have a large household, like I said, but please limit your Thanksgiving in person to no more than 3 households. If you have a kid coming home from college and they haven't been living with you for the last couple months, they are considered their own household. So even though they may have lived with you before, they've been gone, they no longer count as within your own household. So make sure we're counting correctly. Number 2 is setting expectations. I have 8 tips for you today on do's and don'ts, but it's really up to you and what tips you want to use. You may have some other tips that I haven't thought of. So you decide what you want to do for your COVID Thanksgiving, and then talk to everyone who's coming and let them know what your house rules are. If you want people to wear masks, then you need to let them know so that they can bring one. To be clear is to be kind. So let them know beforehand, don't be shy. They will appreciate the conversation. Number 3 is wear a mask. You need to wear a mask when you're not around people of the same household. We're seeing a lot more COVID infection these days, and what we're finding is that people are letting their guard down around their extended family. You're fine not wearing a mask with people of your same household, but when you're going over to your brother's house, your aunt's house, your mom's house, who live in a different household, even though they're family and there's trust there, people let their guard down and take their mask off, but unfortunately we're seeing a lot of infections from those interactions. So you still need to be careful with people outside your household, and please still wear a mask. Number 4 is social distancing. Again, when you're with people from another household, you still need to stay that 6 feet away from them. It's going to be hard at the dinner table. Maybe you can come up with some seating arrangements, maybe staggering the times when you eat, but you still need to stay 6 feet away, especially when you're eating, because you're not going to be wearing a mask. Number 5 is wash your hands frequently. So make sure everyone washes their hands before they come to the dinner table. If you're the host, please have some hand sanitizers scattered around the house so people can use them. If you are the chef for the day, please wash your hands frequently while you're eating. And if you are going to be setting the table, please wash your hands before you pass out everyone's plates and utensils. Number 6, speaking of the chef, the kitchen is usually a big congregating area of any party. People want to talk to the chef. How are you doing? There's some good smells. Can I help you? Can I taste something? Again, you don't want crowds. You need to social distance with people that are not within your household. So please, everyone, go congregate outside. Maybe would be the best area. I know it's getting cold. I live in Southern California. It was like 60 yesterday. I had to put on a sweater. But again, outside is best. If you're going to be congregating inside, maybe crack a window, get some air ventilation going. Just make sure you're not all congregating in one area. Everyone needs to spread out outside the kitchen. Number 7 is, how are we going to pass out the food to everybody? After the cook has done his or her job, then we need to pass the food around to everyone so we can eat it. So normally, at least at my Thanksgiving, we have a large plate of turkey that we just pass around the dinner table and everyone takes what they want. It's not the best idea. You don't want everyone getting into everyone else's stuff. So it might be a good idea for the chef to just, build everyone's plates and pass them out. Another option is to have the buffet table, but just control the traffic so not everyone just, congregates around the food at the same time. Make sure it's just one at a time going through and getting their food and coming back to the table. Number 8, and the last tip I have for you today, is don't pass the salt. Again, we want to make sure that we're not, getting everyone into everyone else's stuff, and that includes the condiments. So if you can get some single-use, maybe disposable, those little salt and pepper packets, or some single servings of salad dressing, stuff like that, anything so that we're not just passing stuff around the table, that would be helpful. So those are the 8 tips I have for you today on having a very safe COVID Thanksgiving. If you have any other tips that I didn't think of, please leave them in the comment box below. If you learned something from this video, please give it a like, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.